Hello fam, I hope you're doing well today. My name is Enzen Charlemagne and I'm here to tell you about the story that I was telling the other day, but then I didn't finish. The story of me going to China for the first time. So I will just start where I left and then I'll move forward. This is actually part 2 of that story. Okay, so I left South Africa and then I actually arrived in China. It was so beautiful. It looks so good. I was so excited to be there for the first time because it's like during the previous years I've been dreaming of going out of South Africa to do something for my life and to live my dreams. And finally the moment came whereby I had to live my dreams. It sounded like it was a fable. I couldn't believe it myself. But then it was a reality. I do remember one person actually told me when I told him that my dream is to get out of South Africa, start life abroad or overseas, um, maybe have a scholarship there or a bursary. He actually told me that you going overseas. I know it's not possible. Aibo, look at yourself. Who are you to go abroad? He was actually trying to discourage my dream and telling me that I can't make it overseas. And he was actually saying the furthest he can go is Johannesburg or Cape Town. Ain't no way you going overseas. So the memories were actually flashing about when my dream started and when I started persuading it, and what people were actually saying, that it was really unbelievable that I, Enzen, can actually cross the borders of South Africa and land into another country, not the nearby country like African countries, but Asian country. It was a dream that came true. Okay, let's leave that part alone, because there are actually a lot of people who never believed in me and who never believed that I'd actually make it outside South Africa. But then yeah, everybody got surprised, especially those ones who were discouraging me. Okay, so I arrived in China and I collected my luggage. After I collected my luggage, I started walking, finding the way to the exit. And then upon getting to the exit, I saw like a lot of people who were holding papers of the people that they were actually waiting for. So I saw this guy. He was a Chinese guy who was holding a paper that was written my name. And then I was so happy to see him, but at the same time I was a little bit anxious that what if the people who actually told me that I'll get trafficked and all that were right? Because why would the university send a male colleague to come and pick me up instead of sending a female? And this is the first meeting, so I was a little bit anxious, but not that much though. I was actually looking forward to what's gonna happen next. So after that, I actually greeted him. He greeted me. He was so excited. He asked me, "Are you the one that I'm waiting for?" I say, "Yeah, I'm the one." He said, "Oh, okay, cool. Welcome to China." And he took my luggage, and then after taking my luggage, we went to his car. And then upon arriving inside the car, I discovered that actually there is no one else in this car. It's only gonna be me and this guy. And I'm actually seeing for him for the first time. Like, I don't know who he is, and I don't know if he's authentic or not. Because remember from the last time I told you that I couldn't verify the university and the job offer, if it was legal or not, because every time when I tried to call, then people would be speaking Chinese and I was speaking English, so I couldn't really understand the language. So, okay, he started driving me. I got comfortable once we started conversing. We talked about South Africa. He was just getting to know me, and I was also getting to know him. His position, what is he doing in the university, and yeah, we were just talking. It was nice, actually. I was so tired because my flight was very long, and I had a connecting flight. It was not a direct flight from South Africa directly to China. I connected to Dubai. The Dubai story is another story for another day, whereby I got lost at the airport and I almost missed my flight. Yeah, it's very easy to get lost in international airports, especially if we are not used to flying because of the language barrier. If you land or if you are transiting through a country that doesn't have a lot of English speakers. So, okay, we'll come back to that on different day. So, okay, the guy drove for a very long period of time. And then, like 30 minutes passed, we're still on the road, we're still driving. I was like, what is this now? Like, it seems like he's taking me too far. And I was starting to get like a little bit anxious, thinking about what my friends were telling me, that you'll actually get trafficked. Why would you take a job offer for the first time in a foreign country? This is not something that South Africans usually do. It's so weird because you couldn't even verify this job. So those words started ringing into my head. But then I just prayed. Yeah, I just prayed, and then I tried to relax, and then all of a sudden I fell asleep because I had a long road when I was traveling and going to China because of the connecting flights, waiting times, and all that. I fell asleep in the car, and then after I fell asleep, I waked up after some time, and then he asked me, "Oh, you were very tired, actually, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I was tired. I haven't been sleeping for like a lot of hours." And then he was like, "Okay," and then we were still driving. Okay, you know, guys, if you fall asleep whereas you are extremely tired, you get knocked out. Sometimes when you wake up, your mind cannot tell you that you only slept for a few minutes. Sometimes your mind will tell you that you are actually waking up to a different day. Yeah, it will tell you that you slept the previous day and you're actually waking up on a different day. And sometimes it will tell you that maybe you slept very early in the morning and then now you're waking up, it's like late. So my mind was so confused. It felt as if I was sleeping for a long time, and this man had been driving for a lot of hours, maybe more than 7 hours. But then it wasn't so in reality. I was just tired and I just wake up from sleep. So I decided to ask him, how far are we? Because I was really getting anxious now. And then he told me, "Oh, now relax, don't worry. Very soon we'll arrive." He said in 30 minutes. Okay. I said, okay. I trusted what he was telling me. By the way, the way from the airport to the destination was so admirable and beautiful. I seen some structures that I've never seen before. You know, Chinese architecture, the buildings, the environment, the trees, different colors, different flowers. It gets so beautiful, guys. I wish I could have started vlogging when I was in China. You could have seen, yeah, but then I didn't start then. It's okay. So we arrived in the first city, and then we passed that city, and then at the second location we stopped by, And then after we stopped there, he told me that let's go out. And then I went outside, and then after getting out the car, he left my luggage in the car. And then I was asking him, aren't we taking the luggage? Like, he said, no. We actually decided to take you to the fanciest restaurant in China before we can take you to the varsity. I was so excited, like, what? Wow, what a warm welcome. This is so friendly. This is something that I didn't expect. I thought that you're just going to drop me at my house. But then, okay, we went inside the restaurant. I had that hype. Of course, I was tired. I was very tired. But then I did had that hype, okay? Like, I'm in China now, and I'm actually going to the fanciest restaurant. I'm actually looking forward to see what will be on the table. Yo, upon arriving there, yay, the menu, guys, you know, Chinese food. It's like, it's very unique. It's not what we eat in Africa. It's not what is eaten in America and in other continents. It's so unique. So the restaurant happened to be the what should I call it? The seafood restaurant. It had seafoods. It was specializing in seafoods. So seafood restaurants are considered to be like the most exotic restaurants in China. Maybe even in other continents, because they are the most expensive, right? And they have like a lot of variety. So the table was booked. We arrived at the table. When I arrived there, I noticed that, okay, there were other female colleagues. They were so excited to see me. We greeted each other, introduced myself. They say that they also my colleagues. They decided to wait at the restaurant to welcome me. I was so happy. And then we were also having conversations, trying to get to know each other. They were all Chinese, but then they were fluent in English, but not that much. You know, they spoke a little bit of English. Okay, so the menu came. Oh, guys, when I saw everything that was in the menu, I was like, okay, this is a seafood restaurant, but then I'm a vegan. So I started telling them that I'm a vegan. I can't really eat anything on the menu. There were like shrimps and other things that I wouldn't know, because I'm a vegan. It's not my diet, so I wouldn't know a lot of different Chinese seafoods, because I wouldn't know something that I don't eat. Okay, but there were crabs. Every seafood that you can actually think about, it was there, because that was the biggest seafood restaurant in the area. So it had, the menu was very, very long. Okay, and as long as it was, I couldn't find anything to eat because I was a vegan. Their mistake was not to check what my diet was. Okay, but then it wasn't a big deal. It's the thought that counts. That, okay, they actually thought of like taking me out upon my arrival. It wasn't a big deal that I didn't find palatable food to eat upon arriving. They tried their best. So after I told them I was a vegan, I don't eat meat, they asked me, even fish is not meat. Yo, a lot of people, guys, think that fish is not meat, of which fish is meat, 100% meat. Okay, they're saying, oh no, you can eat at least fish is not meat. Even if you're vegan, you can just try it. I'm like, no, I can't. So, okay, they suggested, why can't you try kelp? Kelp is the vegetables that grows inside the sea. It's green, right? Yeah, it's green. So they suggested kelp, and they also suggested seaweed, that I should also try seaweed. What else did they suggest? I only had 3 options on that menu. So I said, okay, let me try this. So I ordered kelp and seaweed and this other thing that I forgot now. Okay, and then with rice. Then it arrived. When it arrived, like it had a lot of gravy. My rice was literally swimming in the gravy. Yeah, one thing about Chinese is that they love to serve their foods with soup. You understand? Anything that they dish, they like to add a lot of water with it. So it's like your food would be swimming in soup. So I tried to eat these things. Hey. That food wasn't making sure. Yeah, it tasted so horrible. It wasn't palatable at all. It was my first time eating kelp. It was my first time eating, the seaweed. I've never ever ate those before in my whole life, and they didn't taste so good. And I just had like few spoons, and then after that I was like, okay, I'm done. They were so worried, they were so concerned because they were just being friendly and trying to welcome me. But then I told them that they shouldn't be worried. I'll see what to eat when I get to my house, because there are restaurants around. But then they couldn't actually book another restaurant for me at that specific time, because a lot of exotic restaurants in China, you have to book in advance before you arrive. There was no way they could say, okay, since you're vegan, you can't eat anything from this one, then let's just call into another one, or let's just walk into the other one, because you had to go by appointment. Okay, you had a table booked in advance, maybe a day before, 2 days before, or a week before. So they couldn't take me to another exotic vegan restaurant because of that. Like, it was impossible to book an appointment right now. Plus, I was very tired and I couldn't wait to get home and sleep. So we couldn't even go to the cheaper restaurants. Yeah, we couldn't go to the cheaper restaurants. So we just stayed, we had a conversation, and then after that we left. They took me to my apartment, and then here, when I arrived in that apartment, I got so excited. My university was very, very big. So I was like, what? You mean to tell me that I'm going to be a lecturer? Sure? I was so thankful to God. Like, dreams do come true, guys. If you have a dream, you shouldn't give up on your dream. You just have to be persistent, and you have to pray for that dream to come true, because the Lord can make it happen for you one day, just like He did for me. The university was so big, and I was like, okay, so this rural girl actually came in this big, beautiful, famous university in China to teach. Okay, miracles do happen. Okay, so they took me to my apartment. My apartment was also very, very beautiful. My apartment was beautiful. I absolutely loved it. And then they showed me, okay, this is your place. Since you're tired, we're going to leave you here. And we shall continue with the paperwork and everything like that for administration purposes on the following day. I said, okay, so they left. And then after they left, I navigated my way through the local area to try to find out what will I eat. They showed me the school restaurants, and they actually told me where the shops are if I want to buy anything at the supermarket, the closest. And then after that, I slept. So, okay, fast forward. I won't be telling every detail because it's going to get boring, honey. After that, as I was leaving now, I was living in China, like I was staying in China literally. So I want to tell you about the campus life, what happened when I was there. Okay, so first of all, a lot of Chinese people have never seen black people in their lives. Yeah, you've heard me correctly. They've never seen black people either in TV, in pictures, or in real life. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them have never ever experienced like seeing a black person. Some of them doesn't even know that black people exist. Why is it that? Because their social media is controlled. They can't be able to use apps such as Facebook, which makes them to connect with people overseas. Their TV channels are only serving them Chinese content. You know, they don't really know what's happening outside. It's like they are boxed. You know, it is illegal to have the apps such as Google. You can't use Google in China. Google is blocked. YouTube is blocked. So that's why many of them don't really know that black people do exist. Yeah. So as I was living there, and sometimes I will walk, right? And let's say I'm walking straight and then there is a wall. I'm walking straight, I'm going this direction, and then there's a wall here. And then somebody else is coming from the other direction, from the right? And then the student meets me unexpectedly. They would get shocked, like they would jump, like they have seen a ghost, and they would start running, like they will be afraid, literally. And I'll be like shocked, like why are these students running when they see me? It was very interesting. They were not actually running because they were being racist. By the way, guys, I never experienced any form of racism during my stay in China. Chinese people are very friendly, but it's just that it was the shock of seeing a black person for the first time. They were thinking in their head, like, are you real? Like, are you real? Are you a human being? Some of them, not all of them. I wish I could have pranked them. Whereas they started running after seeing me and started to chase them. It could have been very interesting. Okay, so, but some of them, as they continue to see me continuously in the campus, and but they actually saw, okay, she's a real human being. It's just that she came from the other continent of the country, and then she happened to have a darker skin color and different features that she's having. She's still a human being, you know. So I was teaching my students, and a lot of people actually started to notice me inside the campus, and then for my students and other students inside the campus who've been seeing me, after they saw me like for more than once, they stopped that thing of like seeing me getting shocked, getting scared, or starting to run. So now they were like trying to get to know me more. Hello, teacher, can I take pictures with you? It was so exciting for them to actually take a photo with me, whereas I look different. It was a type of a flex, you know. A lot of them would request photos with me, and they would just go and post in their social media platforms. I would allow a lot of them if they asked me for a picture, but some of them would be scared to ask me to take a picture with them. And also the other thing was my hair quality. When I went there, my hair wasn't relaxed. It was 100% natural, and it was my afro. Yo, you know what an afro looks, especially mine. It gets so coily, you know, it gets so coiled. And yeah, they would try to touch my hair. They would ask me, is it okay if we touch your hair? They would touch my hair all the time. Some of them would actually ask me, is it okay if they actually touch my skin? I would allow them to touch my skin. Yeah, just to, you know, to exchange, I don't know, to make them feel how my skin feel and how my hair feels. I was okay with it 100%. And then they would stare at me a lot. They would stare at me a lot, even outside the campus. If maybe I go to town, there'd be people, everybody would just be staring at me. They would just twist their heads and look at my direction, even after I passed them. Crowds of people would be staring at me, turning their heads, because ever since I arrived in that city, I never seen a black person. I don't know, I don't want to say that I was the only black person in the city, because it might happen that there was somebody else hiding from somewhere, but it's just that I never got to meet them. But then I was the only black person in the first city that I worked in at China. But then in the second city, when I relocated, it was very close to Beijing. That one, I saw a lot of black people there, maybe more than 20. It was not like that one. That one, it was just only me that I saw. I didn't see me. That's actually not the good word to say. Okay. But all I'm trying to say is that I was the only black person that I knew in the city. Okay, fast forward to that experience, but everything was exciting, guys. Absolutely exciting. So the other day, I was walking to the market, right? And then I saw this Chinese girl. She was so friendly. She just greeted me. Hey, how are you doing? I was like, I'm good. Thanks. How are you? She was like, oh, I'm actually good. I'm so happy that I can speak English. But then my English is not so good, so that I can be able to interact with you, you know. I was like, okay, sure. But then it was my first time seeing her, and she was also seeing me for the first time, so I didn't really understand where the excitement was coming from. And then after that, she just pulled out something in her bag, and then she gave it to me. I was like, what is this? It was a gift wrapped in beautiful gift wrappers. Yeah, it was a big box actually. Then I asked her, what is this? And then she told me, it's your gift. I was like, what? You're seeing me for the first time and you're giving me a gift? No, this is not it. I told her, no, this is not really necessary for you to give me the gift, because why would you give me a gift and you're seeing me for the first time? Doesn't make sense for me. And then she said, no, actually the reason why I'm giving you this gift is because you have a genuine smile. I can see it. When you're smiling, it's like it's like your eyes get smaller. That's how I know that you are genuine, and I also feel like you're a kind person. Besides that, there's a holiday coming, right? So since you are a foreigner, I know that your family and friends are not around China, so you might not be receiving a lot of gifts during the festivities, you know. So I just decided to give you this one. Then I was like, okay, I do appreciate it. But then initially, when you decided to buy this gift, who was it for? Because you didn't buy it for me, you were buying it for somebody. But then when you met me, you just changed your mind. She told me, it was for my mother. I was like, okay. So I accepted the gift, and then after that, she asked me, can I be your friend? I said, yeah. She was not my student, by the way, guys. She was not my student. But then she was a student in that campus, you understand? And she was in her 20s. I was also in my 20s. When I went to China, I was very young, actually. So it's like there was a few age gap between me and her. I wasn't like very older than her, and at the same time, she wasn't too younger than me. It's just that I finished my education very early, and then I started my life like working very early. So after that, she asked for my number. We exchanged numbers, and then yeah, we parted. So okay, fast forward. I want to tell you about this friend of mine now. Yo, guys. Okay, first of all, she was very, very affectionate, extremely affectionate, and it was something that was like shocking to me, that I meet a female and she would be very affectionate to another female. So she was extremely nice and friendly, but then she started like kissing me. And the first time she kissed me on my lips, and then I told her that no, this is not comfortable to me. Like, this is not my culture. To me, it feels so weird that a girl would actually kiss another girl in her lips, even if it's like a holy kiss, like, no, I'm not with that. I can blow kisses on the air for everybody, no problem. But then kissing on the lips is a no-go zone. It's like you're crossing boundaries now. So she was like, oh, okay, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I said, no, it's not a big deal. She told me, oh, no, here in China, it's our culture, it's my culture that, like, we do kiss here. It's not a problem. I said, okay, different cultures then, but then different boundaries as well. I respect yours, you respect mine. We don't cross the line. So at that time, I wasn't thinking like anything about her. I wasn't suspicious that, okay, she could be a lesbian or whatsoever. But it's just that I was uncomfortable, and I decided to tell her that I feel uncomfortable. So, okay, this lady continued like to kiss me, but then on the cheeks now, sometimes on the forehead. And I just got tired of it. Like, every time we meet, you just can kiss me. That thing is not gonna fly with me. Like, I told her that, we friends. I know that, right? We friends. You know, I like you and you like me. But this thing of like you kissing me every minute, like every now and then, more frequently, more often, I don't really like it. You might have to stop kissing me completely. I don't want to be kissed. She was like, I'm sorry. Sorry, it's my culture. You look so beautiful. That's why I was actually doing it. You're my friend and stuff like. I said, okay, no, I do understand you, but then I'm not with it. And the other thing that she would do, right, if we go to a restaurant together, when we arrive at the restaurant, she would open doors for me wherever we go, right? If we entering the restaurant, before I push the door, she would jump first and she would push the door. She would push the door first and then she will enter. And then after entering, like, she would just do this with her hand, like, okay, welcome, or come inside. And I was like, in my heart, I was like, this is a little bit too much. And then if maybe we are dining and then I happen to need salt or sauces, and then I go to pick up the salt or the sauces, she would jump before me, and then she would just pick up everything and bring it to the table. That was so strange. And then if maybe I'm eating, sometimes she would try to feed me, take food in my plate and try to put it in my mouth. And I told her, like, girl, you're making me feel so uncomfortable with this. I don't want to be fed. I would appreciate it if maybe my boyfriend or my husband was the one doing it, but then a girl, I feel like you're doing too much for a girl. And I feel like we're both females and you shouldn't be doing too much for me. And if maybe I drop some food here whereas I'm eating, that girl will jump and she would take tissues and wipe me. Like, before I actually like do it myself, she would be very fast. Like, her eyes were always on me. She was guarding me all the time, like what would be my next move so that she can do it first before I actually do it. And then she would also hold hands with me all the time. Wherever we go, she would be holding hands with me. I don't have a problem with holding hands with my female friends. That one is not a big deal. But then I felt like she was being too affectionate for a friendship relationship. And then in my head I was thinking, if I can get a husband like this, it would be cool. Or if I can get maybe a male-female relationship of this sort, it would be amazing. But then I can't accept it from a female. Sometimes if we go into a restaurant together, she would just jump to pay first before I actually pay my bill. And I would tell her, no, I can pay my bill. Like, I'm a lecturer. I have cash. I can settle my bills. You don't need to jump first and like pay for everything when we're going together. But then she wouldn't listen. She would just scan before I scan, because she understood the system of paying more than me, and she was faster. She would just scan. You scan the QR code in China. Most of the time it's like cashless. Then after scanning the QR code, then the bill goes. So okay, so fast forward. The other time she came to my apartment, right? And then she introduced me to her whole family. Her entire family knew about me. One moment. Okay. Yeah, her whole family knew about me. She introduced me to her family through a video call. So at the other time I was talking to her mother. She was so excited. I was excited to meet her. And then she asked me to turn around, okay, to make a 360 turn around so that she can see me. So I turned around, and then after turning around, she was like, yo, you are so beautiful, and your body is so beautiful. I wish I can touch your breast. I can't wait for you to come here so that I can touch your boobies and your ass. It looks so big and beautiful. Then I was like, dang. Now I know where this girl took this spirit from. It came from her mother, because even her, she would be sometimes staring at my ass too much, staring at my boobies. At first I thought maybe it's because like my body structure is unique. I'm built different from Chinese people, because Chinese people are extremely small. They have small body structures. So and she would compliment me a lot. You're so beautiful. I wish I had a big booty. Like, your booty is so big, it's so beautiful. And also your boobies are so big and beautiful. So it's like I didn't like think deep into it. So the other day I told her, we were having a conversation in my house, and then I asked her, I just want to ask you something. Are you a lesbian? Yo! You don't want to know what happened after I threw that question to her. Like, you don't want to know. I regretted asking that question, because guess what the girl did? It was a reaction that I never expected. First of all, when I asked her that question, she paused for a moment, and then she said, what? I asked her, are you a lesbian? Then she said, what do you mean? I say, are you attracted to females? She asked me, in what way? Like, I told her, having like romantic relationship with females. Then I had to use the translation app, because it's either she was acting like she doesn't know what a lesbian is, or she really didn't know sincerely. So I translated everything. Are you a lesbian? After she saw that, she started crying, like out loud. She bursted into tears, like she started wailing and crying. And it was my first time seeing her crying. So I was confused, like, what the hell is going on here? So I asked her, what happened? Like, why are you crying? Because I wasn't fighting with her, but I genuinely wanted to know if she was a lesbian or not, because I didn't want to be friends with a lesbian, because she was making me too uncomfortable, you know. So she cried. Then in my head I was thinking that, yo, if this apartment is for foreign teachers, people from Canada, US, and different parts of the world who came to China to teach, they would be thinking that I'm abusing Chinese people. She cried like she was beaten, like I beat her or something. I was so terrified. I was thinking, what if somebody calls my manager and my manager comes here and maybe they think that I abused her or I did something to her to hurt her. I was so anxious because I'm in a foreign country and I shouldn't look like I'm abusing the locals. So I decided to relax and wait for her to finish crying. So she was done crying. I didn't really comfort her for too long. I comforted her like for a few minutes, like, it's okay, calm down. But then I felt like maybe she wanted to cry on my chest, of which I don't know. It was like, okay, girl, I didn't do anything for you to cry like this, and you're not gonna cry on my chest. But I will just comfort you and at a distance and tell you that it's okay, calm down. Let's talk about it. What happened to you? I think she was trying to be tricky, actually. Then she said, you are asking me unnatural things. Unnatural things. After everything that you've done, I'm asking you unnatural things. But you kiss me each and every moment like you are so affectionate to me, like you are a boy and I'm your girlfriend. Now I'm asking you things that are not natural. Then she said, that's unnatural, that's so unnatural. I got so hurt because you're asking me unnatural things. I said, like, I was shocked. I was like, okay. Then in my heart I'm saying, then if you are not a lesbian, what is this, honey? Like, why do you have to be so close? Yes, you can be my friend, you can visit me every day, but why do you have to be so touchy and kissy? Because she would, after I told her I wasn't comfortable with kissing even on my cheeks and on my forehead, she agreed that she won't continue to kiss me, but then she continued, and she would guard me when I'm excited or when I'm happy, or when she cracks a joke and I laugh too much at her joke, and then she would blow a kiss fast, and then she would say sorry, and I wouldn't get mad because I was already laughing. So it's difficult to switch from, okay, I was laughing now and then I'm angry. Okay, what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you not to kiss me and all that? She was so strategic, you know. That's why I decided to ask her if she was a lesbian, because after I've been telling her I'm uncomfortable with the type of contact that she's making with me, she just continued, but strategically she would watch for moments whereby she thinks that I won't be on guard. Maybe she's excited or something. Okay, she told me, no, this thing is unnatural, I'm not a lesbian. I said, okay, then there's no need to cry. If you're not a lesbian, you're not a lesbian. Don't cry. She said, okay. And then after that, I decided to tell her I need my own space. She should just leave my apartment. Then she left. And then after that, I tried to distance myself from her because I was thinking that she could be the person who can actually put me into trouble in China. Right? Because I was so shocked. How can she cry that much, like I beat her or something, over a simple question? So I was thinking, no, this girl can actually put me into trouble. But besides that, she's making me too uncomfortable. So I told her that I don't want to be her friend anymore. Then she begged me, oh no, we can do this, let's be friends. If I did anything wrong to you, I apologize. And then she would continue to come to my apartment. Okay, fine. I forgot about that incident that she once cried, whereas I was asking her a simple question. I just decided to move on from that. And then she continued to kiss me, you know. She continued to make me uncomfortable. And she would say it's her culture, but then I never seen any other Chinese people around doing that type of thing. You know, if it's the culture, just like in Argentina, if somebody from Argentina tells me it's their culture to kiss on their cheek, I understand because I see it. They do it everywhere. In offices, colleagues do kiss other colleagues. It doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. They kiss each other, like greeting kiss on their cheek. So I understand if an Argentinian tells me it's their culture. But then in China, I never seen anybody doing that. Yes, even when she invited me to maybe birthday parties, her friend is having a birthday party, she wouldn't kiss her other male friends. Female friends. She wouldn't kiss her other Chinese female friends. She would only kiss me. So if it's her culture, how is it her culture if she doesn't do it to other people? If she only does it to me, it doesn't become culture. It's becoming suspicious for me. So I decided to call my friends just to make sure that I'm not the one who's crazy, and what I see maybe it's like real. I just wanted someone who will tell me that my feelings are valid. You know, what I'm suspecting might be valid. So I told my friends, summarized the whole story, how this girl behaves and all that. And then my friends told me that, oh no, this doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound so good. It doesn't sound right. To me, it looks like she's a lesbian. I was like, okay. I'm also thinking about that, you know. But then she was very kind. She was very nice. She was very helpful. Another thing that she was doing, if maybe I had a doctor's appointment, she would actually cancel all her classes, you know, and go with me to the doctor. I'll tell her, no, don't cancel your classes. I'll take care of it. You know, I can hire somebody to translate for me when I arrive at the office. But then she would just do it, you know, whether I agree or not. It's like she was making me to be her business too much, if you know what I mean. So I was like, no, man, I need to cut this girl. Seriously, I need to cut her. It's like she's a good person, but then she's not a good person for me. She's a good person. I don't want to lie, but then she's not good for me. Like the friendship wouldn't work. So I told her that, girl, please don't come to my apartment anymore. Don't come to my space. I want this friendship to end. And then I told her over the phone because I didn't want to see that bursting out of tears, wailing out loud, like I did something to hurt her. So I just decided, okay, you know what, let me end it over the phone. So if she cries, I don't see it. After that, she'd be telling me, I'm getting depressed. I can't do this. You know, I can't I can't live without you. Now she started changing words. Now I think she was manipulating me, because she started saying that you are my sister. You're my sister. I love you so much. You are my family. Now I'm feeling like I'm losing part of my family member. I can't do this. I can't even focus in class. At school, I'm getting depressed. Then I decided to ignore her, and I blocked her because I didn't want her to make contact with me, and I didn't want her to make me feel guilty because of what she's going through. Because I was like, girl, before I came to China, you were living, you were breathing, and all of a sudden, when I tell you that we can't be friends anymore, you can't be able to live. But when I found you here, you were breathing? Are you serious? And then after that, I blocked her. Then after blocking her, because she knew where my apartment was, she would come to my apartment. She would knock. That girl will knock. Yay! I've never seen anything like that, you guys. And then I would ignore her. Even if she's knocking, I would ignore her. I wouldn't open the door for her. And guess what? She would cancel all her classes and then she will sit outside my apartment. I would think that, okay, she left maybe a long time ago. Then when I'm going out for a class, if maybe I have a class at 10, she started knocking at 8 and then I thought that she was gone. At 10 o'clock when I'm getting out to go to a class, hi, Bo, this girl is here waiting for me. What is this? Like, is she okay? Are you serious? It's only a dude who can do those type of things when he's being dumped by the girlfriend. No female will ever go to that extent. Okay. I'll tell her hi. She will say hello. I say, hey, how are you? Good. And then she would follow me. I would ask her, what's the matter? I'm going to class. I'll have a class in a few minutes. I can't talk right now. And like, why have you been waiting outside my apartment without my permission? Because I didn't tell you to come here. You just came here by yourself. And then she would tell me, no. I just wanted to apologize. I just came to apologize. And guess what? I brought some presents for you. I would say you didn't do anything wrong to me, but then I feel uncomfortable with you. That's why I told you to stop. It's not like you did something offensive that you should apologize. And people can like each other, but then not everybody is meant to be friends with everybody, okay? You can love people from a distance. It's okay to love people from a distance. The fact that you love everybody doesn't necessarily mean that everybody that you love should be your friend or should be your close friend. Maybe they can just come once in a while, you know, or you can just love them from a distance. That's it. So she would walk with me until maybe I almost arrived to my class, and then she would turn back. She would be begging, please unblock me. I promise I won't kiss you again ever. And stuff like that. I won't make you uncomfortable. You are my sister. You're my blood sister. You're my family now. There's no way I can be able to separate from you. Like, this friendship is like, it's like we're born together. So there's no way you can be able to separate. So okay, I unblocked her. Fast forward, I unblocked her. Then she continued to come to my apartment. Because even if I didn't allow her to continue, she would come anyway and she would knock and wait outside, and that would make me very uncomfortable, and I would have like sympathy for her in that situation. So I decided, okay, since she's promising not to ever cross boundaries, I guess we can do it. So we continued to be friends, and then and she would tell me that she doesn't want to talk to boys, because if she's having a boyfriend, it would compromise our friendship. The boyfriend would be taking all the time that she is supposed to spend with me as her sister and friend. Uhamba kubona acha maqhoza. Hey. Okay, so she asked me about my future plans. Do I plan to have a baby? Do I plan to get married and stuff like that? I'll say, yeah, of course, absolutely. I want to get married and I have a family. And she would tell me I should never abandon her. Even if I get married, I should never ever abandon her. Let's keep this thing forever. As for her, she wouldn't have a boyfriend or consider to have any relationship outside the friendship that we're having. And she really didn't have no boyfriend until I left the city. And then when other males try to talk to me, If maybe I was with her, she would tell the other male friend, the other male person who's trying to make conversations with me that, don't get too close. You know, that's my friend. You're my rival. You're my enemy. Why are you trying to get close to my friend? Yeah. That's why I ended up thinking that this one could be a lesbian. Ain't no way that she's doing all those things and she is a straight woman. By the way, it was time for me. I spent the whole year there. Yeah, we continue to be friends, guys. But then she would break the rules once in a while. When I'm excited or when she cracks the jokes, she would end up kissing my cheek and say sorry. I wasn't able to cut that friendship, although I really, really wanted to cut it. But then because of like the type of person that she was, I can say maybe she was too strategic, or maybe she knew how to manipulate me and play with my emotions, so that I can feel sorry for her if we're breaking the friendship, crying, doing all the dramatic stuff. Maybe that's why I wasn't able to finally separate or to break that type of friendship. But then it was time for me to leave the city now, because the following year I happened to get a job in the other city yet, which is Shijiazhuang. Guys, I'll tell you about Shijiazhuang. Shijiazhuang was cool. This city that I'm talking about, that I was working at when I first arrived in China, it was called Siping City. It was in the province of Jilin. It was a very nice, beautiful city. So I relocated to Shijiazhuang, and then she accompanied me. Actually, when we separated, I didn't know that I knew I loved her, right? But then I didn't know that I loved her that much, because it got so emotional. I feel like I just got so used to her, such that when we were separating now, it's like I got so emotional and I shed some tears, and she was also crying like, I hope we'll see each other soon. You're my sister, please never abandon me, I'll never abandon you. So all I'm trying to tell you guys, I have a Chinese sister, I have a sister in China. Even now we still do communicate. After I left, actually, she got herself a boyfriend, and then after I flew outside China, and she saw that I'll never return to China, or I'll never have my whole life in China, I'll never settle there. She just got married to her boyfriend, which is absolutely amazing. She sent me her wedding photos. Her wedding was like luxurious. Her wedding was so beautiful. It was so luxurious, guys. I wish I could have made it to her wedding, but I couldn't. And like, she is obsessed about me. Like, she knows I'm married. I did tell her that I got married, and I was so happy for her that she got married. But she's obsessed about my baby now. That okay, you guys should come back to China with your husband and your baby. Yeah, one big family. You know, I'm the aunt of that baby. That baby is mine. Yay! So my baby would have a Chinese aunt as well. Yeah, that's all I wanted to tell you about today, for this Chinese story, me arriving in China and all that. But I guess I'll do part 3, because there are a lot of things that actually happened in China that I'd like to share with you guys. I do appreciate you for staying tuned here on this live video. I appreciate you for watching my content, watching my videos, commenting. Please continue to share, and also I do ask you to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I'm trying to grow that platform as well. My name is Enzen, Life with Enzen. Yes, Life with Enzen on YouTube, and also here on Facebook as life with Anton. Yeah. I also want to take this time to appreciate my followers, the old followers and the new followers. Welcome to the family. Okay, by the way, it's very late in my country. I'm in this beautiful country of Argentina, and I guess the time is 2 a.m. I don't know. I don't know, but it's very, very late, guys. Yeah, it could be 2 a.m. I don't know. I haven't checked. Yeah, I hope you have a nice day. I love you so much. Bye bye.